I come from a family of teachers. My grandparents were teachers. My grandfather wrote a textbook, was an inspector of education. One of my aunts-in-law started a school. A few of my cousins are teachers. My sister is a teacher, and my father was a headmaster and a teacher. So I come from a family of teachers, and I've often said when I speak at education conferences that if I was brave enough, I probably would have been a teacher as well. I turned out to be a better consultant. And often my consultancy to schools has been a difficult one because I talk about disruption and change and experimentation. And schools need to be naturally conservative. You can't experiment on a whole year of young people and then discover that the experiment went wrong. You will have stuffed up young people's lives. And so schools need to be naturally conservative and move forward at a slow, clear, consistent pace. Having said that, teachers are magnificent professionals who are not stuck in the past. They know what works and they're confident in their ability to deliver it. But if you show them a better way, a new way, a way that can help young people to develop better and get information across in a more successful way, almost every teacher I've ever met will jump at that. That's their profession and that's their passion. And so I am actually really excited about what might happen over the next 2 or 3 years during this COVID crisis. Yes, teachers, I know that right now you're in crisis mode. We don't quite know what's going to happen for the rest of the academic year. You've had to quickly shift to providing online and send home curriculum materials. You're desperately trying to work out how to do this. And I know it's been a bit of a crisis. Probably May and June will continue to feel like that as you try and find a new rhythm. For most of May and June, I think you're still going to be trying to rescue this academic year. I don't think that's going to be possible. And I think as we head into June, it'll become increasingly clear that we are not going to be able to get through the school curriculum this year. And so teachers, just a very simple piece of encouragement from me to you. 3 things that I'd like you to think about. The first thing is, I don't think there's a snowball's chance in hell you're going to get through the curriculum this year. I know for matric, you might need to try a little bit harder, but for everybody else at least, just step back from that curriculum. We don't want the kids to get to the end of the year and think that success is getting through the curriculum when they've hated it, when it's been anxiety provoking, when they are mental, psychologically and emotionally messed up. Surely our primary concern is their well-being. Secondly, our concern is their love of learning, their passion for learning. Thirdly, our concern is the hidden curriculum, the thing that all you good teachers are trying to do anyway, which is to shape their lives, not just the memory banks of their brains. And then only after that is the curriculum. The curriculum is always a means to those other ends, isn't it? Good teachers, I think, know this. So the first thing is, teachers, please step away from the curriculum. Cut out everything that doesn't absolutely have to be taught. And even stuff that you think is core, because everything's core, right? Everything should be taught. Just remember that they can catch it up at some stage. And even if they never do, so what? Step back from the curriculum. The second thing that I'd like you to do is to please also, as far as possible, and if you're a school leader, this is within your control, please step back from this crisis approach and breathe a little bit and give yourself space for a little bit of professional development. As a teacher, you are a professional educator. You are now in a situation you never expected to be in, but you cannot wait for normal to come back. We're not going to just be taking a few weeks where there's a little bit of chaos, a little bit chaotic stuff in the curriculum, and then you're going to have the kids back in the classroom and you can catch up and pick up again. This, what we are going through now, is your new reality for at least the whole of 2020 and for most of 2021. And so as a teacher, you need to step back and say, you've got this. You have the skills as a professional educator You might have resisted going online. You might have resisted flipping the classroom. You might have resisted video tutorials in the past. Now you don't have a choice. So just do it and do the best that you can with it. As a professional, I know that you will do well with this. I know that you will be able to pick up the skills. But you have to give yourself a gap to do that. And as a school, you have to step back a bit and give your teachers some space for professional development. Do courses, help each other, have your cluster conversations to talk about what the best way to deliver the curriculum is. You can't do that while you're in crisis mode, and you can't do that while you're working 12, 14, 18 hours a day just to do what you were trying to do with the curriculum before. So you've got to take a break. It might mean taking a week's holiday as a school, telling the kids there is no work to be done next week, or here's a project to do, so that the teachers can be released to develop their professional abilities and to think through what the best is that we can do with what we've got now. And so thirdly, the last thing for me to say to you teachers is look after yourselves. Honestly, I've seen the craziest stuff being said, which is, why don't we just take all the holidays now, and then we'll bring the schools back in June, and we'll work without weekends and without holidays through to December. We'll write exams in December, the teachers will mark it, and we'll have finished the academic year before Christmas. What are these people on? I know this, that you teachers are misunderstood, and you're not paid anywhere near enough for the time, effort, and energy that you put in to a normal school term. You know, those school terms are, 8 to 10 weeks long, and then there's a break for a reason. Teachers are worn out. Kids are worn out. Learning takes up a lot of energy. And so teachers, look after yourselves, please. You can't keep running at crisis sprint pace for the rest of this year and next. This is a marathon now, and you've got to settle in to the new rhythm. Look after yourself. Look after your teams. Look after your people. Look after your pupils. Also, look after the parents. They're struggling too, just like you are. Our schools need to become caring communities as their main focus, and only curriculum and content providers once you've got that first caring piece right. And the caring starts with you as the teacher community yourselves. Please look after yourselves. We need you in the mix. Our children need you. So make sure that you pace yourself through to the end of next year. And if you were planning to retire this year, please don't. Please, we need you to stay on at least 1 year. We need all the help we can get in the system till the end of 2021 at least. Teachers, I've always had the highest respect for the profession. If I was brave enough, I would have been one myself. And now I hope that I can support you during this time. I hope this message is useful to you. And if there's anything more that I can do to support you, please contact me. I'll provide as many resources as I can and help as many of you as I can. I want the contribution to the education space to be what my contribution is to getting us through to the other side of COVID, and putting something together on the other side that might look different forever. And that's my final word to you. I really think that we can take this opportunity of this COVID disruption to take all of those crazy thoughts some of us have had for education for a decade or more, and actually see if we can make them work. I hope school never goes back to normal, and that we see this as a remarkable moment of innovation, of new ideas and creativity, of getting rid of some of the stuff that good teachers have always been frustrated with, and building a new approach to education and the development of young people in society. I'd love to work with you on that. So please be in touch and be connected to me. I'm probably going to start an education newsletter and some discussion groups. So go and have a look at my website, grahamcodrington.com. So stay in touch and stay connected, and of course, stay safe and stay sane.